Roll.
They'll be calling you a radical. I'm here at San Juan Capistrano for the San Onofre decommissioning waste hearing. So let's talk about what went on so far in there. Now, of course, Allison spoke. McFarland, yes, Allison McFarland was head of the NRC, who is responsible for much of the cover-up of Fukushima, who told Barbara Boxer to stand down, who had all the congressional committee things, yes, her. You know, so the dog and pony show that's going on. Now, let me tell you about it. It's pathetic in there, number one. So this is supposedly a public commission chair. So they say they're trying to make consent. So they want to go to consent. So of course they've been in Utah where I live. Of course they've been in Idaho where I live. And so consent. Well, let me tell you how their consent's working. Nobody wants this stuff. I used to say you make it, you eat it, but it's got to go. We all know it's got to go. So consent, number one, Utah. I did an interview with Governor Herbert just a few days ago. You saw it. I got news for you. It ain't coming to Utah over my dead body and a lot of other things, and we have very strict, strong laws. It ain't happening. So Energy Solutions is already telling, this is breaking news. I will break that just like I broke you a month and a half ago that Diablo would be closing this month. I'm the one that told you that. I'll give you breaking news right now. Energy Solutions is moving out of Utah to Texas, okay, on the border of WIP. So the Idaho dynamic. They say they got consent by vote in Idaho, which is total BS. That at Atomic City, they had the transporter up there, and he talked about the first transporter to Atomic City. Well, let's remember it blew up. They peeled one guy off the ceiling. They've had multiple accidents at Atomic City in Idaho. Okay, so now the third one is their consent. Say they have, they're bragging how they have two places that have consented, just like the Stanford girl up there. She consented, right? I guess this is consent. They have a terrible misconception of what consent is. So New Mexico never said yes. But they say they filed lawsuits, and it's through the DOE, through the Old Manhattan Project, through WIP. So Texas doesn't know. And I tell him, I said, just like Warren Jeffs got kicked out of Utah, and he thought, oh, I'll be safe in Texas. I'm glad they'll move into Texas, because when Texas finds out, they're going to hang them. We know how they play. So let me tell you about so-called Idaho. Idaho has not consented. Utah's never going to consent. It's not going to happen. So the only option, and I know people are going to freak out, there's only one option. There's a solution, real easy solution. The solution Congress already passed. Congress passed Yucca Mountain. Harry Reid, of course, blocking Yucca Mountain. You can understand political power. But remember, Barry Antoinette, Barack Obama, let them eat yellow cake, cover up Fukushima, poison the world. He and Secretary Chu are the ones that blocked that through an executive order. Congress does not have to pass anything new, nothing. So simply, it can't be blocked. Load this shit up in the middle of the night and take it to Yucca. Bad option? Of course. Congress can't do nothing. Nobody's going to do nothing, but they already did it. So, I mean, it's a dog and pony show in there to the 10th power. And I want to say thank you to...
Balco.
Yeah, Balco. It's pathetic. But I want to say thank you to all the California grassroots activists. I want to say thank you to the community. The Californians are great. As California goes, the rest of the country's go. Everyone's watching. And they're engaged. And I'll tell you, there was a young school teacher up there that spoke. Fukushima, she spoke beautifully. You know, so everything that needs to be said is being said in there by our side. And we've got it videoed, and so we'll report this. But, you know, it's the same old, ain't it? 50 years of kicking the can, but we're not going to let them this time, right? Because we're the media now, right? Now remember this, all activists hands on deck. We are the media now. So I'll report after the Q&A. But I'm on site June 22nd. 2016 on the Hot Potato, Operation Hot Potato, least of the bad options. And it's scripted, it's tripe, it's a dog and pony show, same old bullshit, but the activists and the community's not letting, it's packed. It's a huge turnout. And I want to really say this. This is the most important of this dissertation. Daryl Isis asked for this hearing, right? He asked, so did Mike and Gary. They requested and asked. So the DOE and John, and I thank John, he did come, and he said, guess who didn't show up? This is the guy who requested show up. Daryl Isis did not show up. I think it's outrageous. Neither did Mike and Gary show up. I think it's outrageous. So here we go again. I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Us leukemia bitches, we'll do all your dirty work. Isis requests this hearing, throws a fit at the DOA, political power, and then he does not show up. He can kiss my you-know-what. You know, I hope he loses. Stand tuned.